What's up, everybody? This is Domingo here on Network, and today's wrestling video I'm going to be doing a discussion video. I'm going to discuss one championship, a title that has been very underrated. Not a lot of people talked about, but I'm going to discuss this championship, and I'm talking about the WWF/WWE $1 Million Championship. So here we go. Now let's take a look at this beautiful $1 Million Championship belt. This $1 Million Championship belt is beautiful. Look at the design. Look at the detail. I like how they use the dollar signs as the strap. Looks very nice. And then they got the silver, shiny gold and silver together, like in the front, and using the dollar signs, as a strap. So the championship is very beautiful, and this is no doubt one of my favorite championship belts. And I love this belt. I love the $1 Million Championship. And like I said, this championship is very underrated. Not a lot of people talk about it. I remember I said about the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship being underrated, but this championship is also underrated as well. Not a lot of people talk about these days. But yes, so this championship, was first introduced in the WWF back in February 15, 1989. I'm sorry. So it's from 1989, and then it was deactivated in 1992. Came back in 1995, deactivated in 1996. Came back around 2010, and then a few months later, in that same year, was deactivated. And of course, the first ever $1 Million champion was the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase Sr. Now, Ted DiBiase Sr., aka the $1 Million Man, was the first ever $1 Million champion. This title was first introduced on February 15, 1989, at the Superstars of Wrestling event in Birminghamton, New York. Ted DiBiase introduced this championship, which was the WWF $1 Million Championship. DiBiase Sr. had the title created for himself and unveiling the belt during the segment during the Brother Love's show. This episode aired on March 4, 1989. So, yeah, of course, it was first introduced in February 1989, and they did not show this. And then there was a tape delay, so it showed about a month later, which is on March 4th, 1989. So, let me tell you history about this title. Now, this title, when it all started. So, what happened was, Andre the Giant, who was a member of Ted DiBiase $1 Million Corporation at the time, right? He won the WWE Championship from Hulk Hogan. Now, around that time, Andre was going to give the WWE Championship to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase Sr. He was going to give it to him, so that way DiBiase become champion. But what happened was, WWF Commissioner at the time, Jack Tunney, says it was illegal, and the WWF Championship was vacant at the time. And because of that, Ted DiBiase decided to create his own championship for himself, and that's when the $1 Million Championship was born. And of course, I also want to say only four wrestlers that held this beautiful $1 Million Championship. So, and if you want to know who they are, the four wrestlers that held this championship was, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase Sr., Virgil, the Ringmaster, who later became Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Ted DiBiase Jr. So, those are the four wrestlers that held this championship. So, of course, Ted DiBiase became the first champion. I think he made the championship for himself, and then in 1991, SummerSlam, he defended the $1 Million Championship against Virgil. Virgil defeated DiBiase Sr. at SummerSlam 91 to win the championship. Because I think around that time, Ted got treated Virgil like garbage, and then Virgil turned babyface, beating Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, at SummerSlam 1991 to win the $1 Million Championship. Ted DiBiase did win the championship back about 2 months later at the Survivor Series Showdown in New York in November 1991. The title was deactivated on February 7, 1992, after Ted DiBiase and IRS won the WWF World Tag Team Championship, and DiBiase abandoned the $1 Million Championship, and the title was deactivated in favor of him and IRS winning the World Tag Team Championship. At that time, the title was reactivated on December 18, 1995, on an episode of Raw, when we saw the debut of the Ringmaster, who later on became Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Ted DiBiase was his manager at the time, and he gave the $1 million championship to the ringmaster at the time during a segment of the Brother Love show. That's when around the ringmaster, who later on became Stone Cold Steve Austin, debuted in the WWF in December 1995. The title was deactivated on March 28, 1996, when Austin abandoned the title following Ted DiBiase's departure from the WWF on May 28, 1996, because at that time, DiBiase left WWF and went to WCW. And the $1 Million Championship was deactivated once again. Now, WWE did run back the $1 Million Championship back on April 5th, 2010, when Ted DiBiase's son, Ted DiBiase Jr., became the champion. DiBiase, of course, the $1 Million Man, gave his son the $1 Million Championship, and Ted DiBiase Jr. became the $1 Million Champion at the time, April 5th, 2010. However, it only lasts for like a few months until November 15, 2010, when Ted DiBiase gave back the $1 Million Championship to his father on November 15, 2010 episode Raw. And like I said earlier, only 4 wrestlers that held this championship. Ted DiBiase, if you want to know the list of combined days as champion, Ted DiBiase won this title more times than DiBiase Raymond Virgil. He only won the title 2 times, and Ted DiBiase, ringmaster, and Virgil only held the $1 Million title 1 time. Now, Ted DiBiase has the list of combined days as $1 Million champion history. When he won the championship twice, and his combined days as champion for those 2 title reigns was 1,010 days. If you want to know his single longest reigning as $1 Million champion, Ted DiBiase, when he was the first $1 Million champion, he held the $1 Million title in his first reign at 922 days. Ted DiBiase Jr., the second longest combined days as champion, he held the title for 224 days. The ringmaster held it for 152 days, and the shortest reign as the $1 Million champion goes to Virgil, when Virgil held the title for 77 days. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion video about the $1 Million Championship. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. So don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, post your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the WWF/WWE $1 Million Championship. And that's it for this video, guys. So this is the Domingo Hero Network. All I can say is take care. Have a good day. Goodbye, everyone. Domingo Hero Network is signing out. Peace.